Hello, everyone. Today is Thursday, March 13th. This is day three of week 23 of golf evening and weekend platoon. We're working on personal projects. Does anybody have an MVP they'd like to show off to the class? I know you guys are presenting. Oh, before I forget, presenting on Saturday at 1 p.m. FYI, right after lunch. Me and Tiffany switched. Long story. So that's why I'm here today. But does anyone have an MVP that they'd like to show me or anyone in the class? There's got to be at least one or two people that have something working. Yes?
I could give it a shot, but with my MVP, but you're gonna have to give me a second to break down my errors that I have going on with my other branch and bring up my other one.
Okay, give it a shot. Let's see if someone else
Okay.
volunteers in the meantime. You're gonna have to load it up anyway, right, Sean? So we can try to fix it.
Well, the one I have loaded up right now is the one I want to fix because it has some other features that I had added after I had made my MVP. And then like today, I went back to my MVP just to be like, does it work? And I got it to work. And I went back to this one because it has almost the same code and it's like not working. So
Okay.
I could break this down and load that one up. And if someone else doesn't have anything,
Yeah, give it a shot. Let's see if someone else jumps in here.
okay.
Anybody else? Anyone else care to share what they have?
I'll share, but I'm on hotspot, so if I cut out, my bad.
Go ahead, Daniel. Thank you for volunteering.
Y'all see that?
Yep, yep.
Okay, so this is the home page. I'm not gonna do this because I'm on hotspot and it's really slow. But
Uh-huh.
I was working on this. So you put in like how you're feeling, like what you're experiencing, and it'll give you three most likely conditions that you're experiencing. And I got this with OpenAI. And I'm working on adding the save feature to the profile. And then the disease search gives you these and you can save them here. Then you get information about each one you look up. Still working on formatting theirs. And you can update the users and stuff. Right now I'm just working on that added feature and more of the styling.
Which added feature are you working on?
Um the ability to save,
The diagnosis.
yeah, this. Haven't
Gotcha.
figured out how I'm gonna save it or what format yet.
Okay, so the data flow is an AI endpoint analyzes the symptoms, returns most likely causes, then it would be a save to the database, right?
Yes.
Okay, very cool. What are your two APIs?
Um Uniprot API and
The
Medline
what?
Plus. Uniprot
What's that?
API. It gives you um this information that's in here.
Ah, okay, gotcha. And then the other
And
one?
then Medline Plus gives you the information in here.
Gotcha. How are you deciding which information to save to database? Is it just the synopsis of the diagnosis, or you're saving other things?
I could show you in the code. Probably makes more sense. So for each disease, I have it gets the information and it returns it as XML. So I just use Beautiful Soup to pull the information under full summary,
Uh-huh.
and then I save it to my model. And then
Oh,
if it's not in there, it saves it. But if it is in there, it pulls it from there.
gotcha.
The the protein information is
So
almost the same.
this is pulling all HTML.
The Medline one is pulling HTML, but this one is just an API, JSON formatting.
Yeah, and you're just parsing the object right there on line 31.
Yeah.
Very good. Nice. Can you scroll
Awesome.
up a little bit?
Yeah.
Stay right here. Stay right here. Anybody think a one way to improve this code right here? Just a learning moment for everyone. Thank you, Danielle. This looks great. It looks like you're making a lot of progress. Nice job.
Thank you.
You use Bootstrap, I'm guessing, for the styling?
Yeah.
Okay. Danielle, you can try to guess too. Look at your code. As you went through her code, you should have noticed something about her code.
There's a lot of nested if statements.
There you go. You can improve the nested if statements. That's how you can tell typically a noob for someone that's a little bit more seasoned. You'll have early returns in more seasoned programmers code, right? And you won't nest if statements because that's really hard to read.
Oh,
Here's a general rule of thumb, not only for Danielle, for everyone. If you're going deeper than two conditionals, there's a better way to refactor that 100% of the time. Make sense?
yeah.
Even two nested conditionals sometimes to me seems like a lot because that could easily be a variable with a Boolean towards the top of your function, right? Yes?
Yes.
Think about that as you're writing it. I mean, definitely finish your project first, but if you have time, definitely go in there and refactor. Nice job,
Yeah, for
Danielle.
sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Some of those could be, if you don't know what this is, you can Google it, but some of those can be implicit returns, right? You don't need them necessarily an if else. Actually, you can look at people's code and the absence of else statements will tell you how someone good, how good someone is sometimes. You kind of don't need them.
So you would do returns rather than functions then?
What do you mean?
I don't have it in front of me now, but I had an idea of functions in my head when I was looking at it.
Mm, it depends what you're checking. A lot of that conditional logic could have been pulled out. And it could have been
Okay,
just simple Boolean values or implicit returns at the top with like an if statement right at the top or two of them, and then just run your condition if it doesn't meet those two conditions.
got
Because
it.
there's no point for your program to run X number of lines of code, right? If it's going to exit and not finish, right? You're burning compute for no reason.
Got it.
Could that
Uh,
be why when I query my database, it's so freaking slow?
Yeah, it looks
I
like in
have
there,
all the
I think I saw
conditionals.
some, yeah, not only that, but I think I saw some nested loops in there. I didn't point it out, but yeah, you need to unnest some of that stuff and it's slowing. And you're noticing that it's a little slow right now, and you're probably only dealing with, I don't even know how big your database is, a couple hundred elements, maybe a couple thousand. But you deal with,
Mm.
like, when you have a real application that has even internal users, depending on how big your company is, I mean, you could have hundreds of thousands, millions even, right, for a somewhat smallish application. So you're really going to notice the latency then. But it's just good practice that even though you have 10 elements, I mean, optimize it if you have the time, because eventually you'll be doing that. Anyone else want to show what they have, or in a slightly different place?
Alrighty, I can show you what I got.
Yeah, go ahead.
And cross your fingers, 'cause
Yeah.
it's not having a tantrum today. Okay. Oh, so embarrassing. It's like having your child perform. Please don't trip.
Don't embarrass the family.
Okay, so you can see it, right?
Yep.
Okay, so the encouragement app, right? It's a pretty simple app, straightforward. The minimal viable product is all you do is you sign up with all your information, and then it takes in your email and your address and an hour of when you want to receive a text. And every day at that time, it'll send you a text message of random encouragement. The two APIs I'm hitting is Twilio to send the text and Zen quotes to vary up the types of encouragement. So um, 5 lucky people would possibly have the opportunity to get a random quote of encouragement that's been authored by somebody. So it's a quote of somebody. So like, I don't know, Marcus Aurelius said this, and hopefully that helps you out with your day. But yeah, it's pretty simple. We'll see if it wants to cooperate today. Oops. And now it's only US based, hence the +1 is always there.
Mhm.
Pick your time, I don't know, 9 p.m. And also it's all, like I said, it's only US based right now. So it's
Mhm.
only time zones for the US. Everything works fine, right? Signed up, you can log in. Seems great, right? There would be more on this page. I just never got a chance because of the stuff I was running into,
Mhm.
like mental health resources. You go into profile, which now
It's
it's
working.
not.
Oh,
This is new. I
okay.
don't know why it's doing this. This is like this was literally just working today, and it would show you all your profile information
Okay.
instead of like just loading page because it's not loading.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. So
That loading profile string, you put that, right? Is like, hey, if this
yeah,
isn't
it's
loaded.
like
Okay.
if the data is there,
Okay.
then it shows you. If not, then it's the loading profile. I don't know if maybe just something wasn't up yet, or like
It
literally
could
this
it
minimal
could be
viable product.
yeah, it could be a million different things.
So this is a new error. Like this literally wasn't happening earlier.
Okay.
I swear it works.
It looks like there's a typo actually. That last error.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I literally didn't change the code from this morning to now, and now it's doing this.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So embarrassing.
No worries.
But yeah, that's one issue. A
It,
new
it
issue.
looks pretty good. Otherwise, does anyone know how to read a stack trace? There's a bunch of errors there. Which one do you read first? Does anyone know?
No, should I bring it back up?
Yeah, sure.
Go from like top to bottom.
Kind of. Be a little bit more descriptive.
Anytime I was running into errors, I'd literally get the first one on the whole list, and then I'd see.
Well, I always went for the one that I thought I could fix the quickest and see if it cleared the whole thing up.
Guys, all of this is wrong. Which one do you mess with first here?
Oh, it's something to do with like the 500 means it's not hitting my database, which
Yeah.
is interesting because I mean my database is, see here. They're not running. No. Oh, no. Where's DB? DB's not up for some reason. That's interesting. Oh yeah, it's right here. Like it's up. It's running.
Usually if I get errors like that, the first thing I do is just Docker down and delete, like
Rebuild.
prune everything and
I
then
mean,
just
yeah,
compose
yeah.
it back up.
I literally did that
Okay.
before
All
I
right,
did this.
can you, yeah, we're gonna get to that. Go show the stack trace again. All right, when you look at this, guys, the top one tells you what went wrong, but the bottom ones tell you what went wrong to get there.
So I know this one is just because Vite is looking for a specific image somewhere and I didn't get rid of it and I couldn't find it. I had other problems I was dealing with. So that's always been there.
Okay. But it's not causing any issue.
No, this isn't causing issues.
Okay.
It's just part of the.
All right, so the issue is the 500 then.
Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. Awesome. Let's see if we can try to figure that out, Sean. Thank you. I had one more thing to mention and I totally forgot.
So you
The
were saying
stack
how to read
trace.
yeah, you're mentioning how to read a stack trace, and I'm kind of curious because it's last out first, and it's like it's opposite of what you read, right? So the
Yeah,
last thing you see is the not what causes the issue, it's the last thing to hit, or something along those lines.
it's first in, last out.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you.
Yeah, first in, last out, right? Like like a pancake stack, right? When you're making pancakes, you're stacking them. Well, the last one that got on the stack has to go out first, right? There's no other way to take them out. So keep that in mind. Just a thing to keep in mind. The other thing that I was going to mention is Sean, and this is just kind of a question if you know how to do this. Sean was saying, hey, it's US based, that's why the +1 is there. Can anyone think of an easy way for his application just to find where you're at and just adjust the time to you? Like if I'm in Taiwan or I'm in Alaska, it'll adjust to where I am. An easy way to do that, anyone?
Google.
No, besides that, you want your app to do it. You can
Use an
just pull
API.
what? No, you can just
Date,
pull what?
date
There's-
time.
Like system time or whatever, right?
Better way.
There's a time delta. I can't remember, but there's a thing that you can set for the countries. You can pull it in and then you
Too
use a
complicated.
straight
Easier.
date. It deals with date. Oh, there's
Too
easier.
complicated. Easier.
Okay.
Your IP, guys. Just pull it from the IP. Right? IP is going to tell you geographically where you are, and then it automatically can find the time for you. I'm sure there's some library out there that would convert it. It's probably
Yeah.
one line of code. Good. You guys are doing great. Remember, presentations Saturday at 1 p.m. I'm going to open the rooms now, and definitely go in there and ping me if you need help. Yes, sign automatically, open all rooms. All right, nice job, guys. I opened. All righty, guys. I hope everyone made some progress today. I just want to share a couple of things before we finish for the day. Can everyone see my screen? Yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. This is probably one of the most useful GitHub things you're ever going to learn. This is one of my favorite commands. I'm on main right now, just Sean's project, just because we're working together, but learn this command for sure going forward. I call it's git switch C, and then give it the name of whatever branch. What this is going to do is it's going to make the copy of your current branch, but name it something else. So you have effectively two copies of that branch, right? So here I'm on main, but I'm going to call this main 2, and it's going to switch me to that, right? But now when I go to git branch, I have main and main 2. I use this all the time, especially when I'm about to work on something and I have code that's working currently. I do git switch. And my favorite thing about this is you could have changes. You could have see that? I have a bunch of changes, right? I save it. If I do git status here, what do you notice? I have a bunch of what? Unstaged changes, right? That's what the hyphen, what the exclamation mark 1 mean? Yes? My favorite thing about git switch is it'll bring those changes with you. So I can do git switch. See main 3. What did you notice? It pulled all the changes. It didn't leave them on main 2. It brought them to main 3, and now I can save them. Right? So if you have a bunch of changes, but you're not really quite sure if you want to come in, switch out and save it into a different branch. That help? Probably one of the most useful commands you are going to learn. So there you go. I learned it pretty late, so hopefully that's helpful. Stop share. Here we go. Where is everyone at?
I am debugging Nginx.
Okay. Your full CRUD functionality works?
Yes. Yeah. Everything works. Everything works. So yeah, I'm just debugging Nginx.
Good. Anyone else? Sean, I know where you're at. Danielle, I know where you're at. Anyone else?
I I finally got my APIs working with everything. I dealt a lot with like 500 errors and 404s, but I finally got that done just the last like couple of minutes. So I am happy with that.
Good. That's awesome, guys. We'll cut out a little early. Remember, you're presenting 1 p.m. on Saturday. The last thing I'll leave you to, I know Sean had this issue, Mike was having this issue, is I think sometimes when you get into programming, you see that, code's code, right? It should run exactly the same everywhere it is. And the answer is no, it isn't. Every environment is a little bit different. Like you notice that when you run your code locally on your machine, it does one thing, but then you run it in Docker, it does a different thing. When you run it on the cloud, it might do a different thing. You guys notice that? It's all the same code. Why is it running differently? It's a different environment. Is there something else utilizing those ports? Do they have enough CPU? Right? Do they have enough memory? Do they have the right permissions in every single one of those environments? Like what's different? Is something caching in your cloud environment that doesn't cache on your local environment? Is that what's throwing an error? And there's no error really, you just have to clear the cache. Like which is it? Right? So the errors that you're running into right now are very, very common. You're going to deal with those for the length of your career in this field. Super, super, super common, right? We run into them all the time. And sometimes you just have to, scrap a branch and start over. That's why I showed you. You curious how I know the switch command so well? I use it all the time because sometimes I honestly can't figure it out either. So what do? I go back and I rebuild it piece by piece, right? That's all I have for you guys. Definitely, it's been kind of a tough day. Definitely get some sleep. Hit it tomorrow again. Make sense? Have a wonderful day, guys.
Thanks, Gamal. You too.
Bye bye.